Are you planning a trip to Seoul for the first time and wondering what are the best things to do there? You've come to the right place. Seoul is big, 10 times bigger than Manhattan. It's old, like thousands of years old. And did you know it has such a compelling history? On top of that, Seoul is super modern and futuristic. This unique blend makes Seoul an incredibly dynamic travel destination. Though planning a trip can feel a bit overwhelming. But don't worry, as a native Korean, I'm in Seoul! And a no BS New Yorker, I'll break down the best areas to explore and recommend the best things to do in Seoul. I guarantee by the end, you will get a much better sense of how to navigate and prioritize your very first trip to Seoul. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Day 1. After a long flight, you finally land in the Incheon airport.
Wow, look at that floating temple.
Now, you need to make your way to Seoul, and here's my pro tip. Take the subway. The best and hassle-free way to get to your hotel is getting a taxi from the airport. Don't even bother with your app. Who is this person? Oh, that's me. Well, for Seoul, I have to contradict myself. Subways in Seoul are remarkable. They are safe, spotless, clean, punctual, and you will even have Wi-Fi and data during the entire ride. I'm talking even in the underground tunnel. So unless you are buried in luggage, hop on a subway, trust me. And here's a quick heads up. Grab some cash and download Google Translate. Not sponsored by Google. Most of the signs are in English, but a translator comes very handy in Seoul. You'll see what I mean. We have arrived. Can't wait to check in and freshen up and feel like human again. We check into 4 Points by Sheraton in Myeongdong. The location is central. The room isn't big, but the floor-to-ceiling windows make up for the lack of space. It's nicely furnished for a short-term stay. I particularly like the separation of shower and toilet. I give 9.5 out of 10. It's just a little bit pricey. Alright, the first order of business. A power nap, and then we're off to Myeongdong. These bustling streets in Myeongdong have everything Korean that you came for. K-food, checked. K-pop, checked. K-drama, checked. And of course, K-beauty. Let's dive in one by one. In Myeongdong, you will find a mix of authentic meals and creative street snacks without paying the tourist tax. Less than $10, you can get a Michelin-starred noodle soup and dumplings. Unlike Times Square in New York, Myeongdong is packed with locals too. That means restaurants don't overcharge you. Bring your Google Translator and translate everything. I actually encourage you to avoid restaurants with English menus, especially if you're already familiar with K-food. And if you're not, get your feet wet with some street food. Take this fish-shaped pastry with a hint of French influence, for example.
Pastry is delicious. You should try it before it's over.
You will see an endless array of street vendors on the main street, so make sure to bring some cash to explore the sheer variety of delicious Korean street food. Welcome to the shopping heaven, Myeongdong. I dare you, come to Myeongdong and get out of here empty-handed. If you're gonna spend the money, spend it wisely, like on K-beauty products. The Korean beauty industry is huge. As of 2025, the market is valued at approximately $15 billion and is expected to continue to grow quite rapidly. If you feel intimidated by the overwhelming number of beauty stores in Myeongdong, just look for Olive Young. Olive Young is like Korean Duan Reed. They have medicines, like over-the-counter stuff. They have a lot of like cosmetics. No one's gonna bother you. You can browse at your own pace, and English is available. Another reason to go to Olive Young is that you can find a variety of men's products as well. So bring your husband, boyfriend, and brother here. Advertised by this guy, I think some famous actor.
Oh, you mean that guy, not this guy.
You will also find these quirky beauty items that you can find only in Korea. That looks painful, but probably worth it. After all this shopping and entertainment is done, if you are my subscribers, you probably start to crave some cultural experience. Don't worry, Myeongdong got you covered. In the middle of the busy street, you'll be surprised to find this urban oasis, Myeongdong Cathedral. This church is more than just a place of worship. As the first Gothic-style church, it was built on the burials of the relics of several Korean Catholic martyrs who were executed during religious persecutions in the 19th century. It was also a sanctuary for activists and students who fought for democracy and labor rights during the 70s and 80s under the extreme military dictatorship. The cathedral is hard to miss. I highly recommend you to pay a visit. Day 2. Today is all about exploring the traditional side of Seoul. The history of South Korea dates back to 57 BC, but don't worry, we don't go that far today. We're just time traveling back to the Joseon Dynasty, final dynasty in Korean history. Before we enter the palace, we gotta pass through Gwanghwamun Square first, an entryway to the Gyeongbokgung Palace. Here, you will find the statues of two most admired historical figures from Joseon Dynasty. Now it's time to introduce you the best king the Korean people ever had. King Sejong brought about the golden age of the Joseon Dynasty. Basically, what it says is that the people of South Korea couldn't express ourselves fully by using a language borrowed from other nations. So this king invented Hangul, which is Korean alphabet. The invention of Hangul was meant to empower the working class, who were largely illiterate before its creation. King Sejong also championed science and innovation throughout his reign. Admiral Lee Sun-sin, who is guarding Sejong King, is another national hero you want to know about. He fought against numerous Japanese aggressions and led many victories. Inarguably, they are the most celebrated national heroes, so don't be shy about taking photos in front of these statues. In Gwanghwamun Square, you will also find various pop-up events all year long. Sometimes they even offer royal wardrobes and a photo booth. These are usually free events, so definitely check them out. Very cool. Yes. I'm gonna go with a baby shark because I saw a baby shark in Thailand a few days ago. Enough with the silliness. Let's go to the palace. So we're about to enter Gyeongbokgung Palace, and if you have this transportation card and have a balance more than 3,000 won, you can use this to enter. Also, if you're wearing the Korean traditional clothing hanbok, you get a free admission. You can find many rental places near the palace. The palace is more than 4 million square feet, and you can easily spend a couple of hours here by exploring different rooms, pavilions, taking a break at a cafe, and learning the history behind the site. Gyeongbokgung, it's kind of an academic institute run by the government, and this is where Hangul was invented. If you want to see the palace coming to life, check out some K-dramas set in Joseon Dynasty on Netflix. There are dozens of them. It's almost 5 p.m. As you can see, sun is setting and the palace will be closed at 5. The next attraction is located within a 20-minute walk from the palace, Bukchon Hanok village. A Hanok is a traditional Korean house. You will immediately recognize them by their distinctive curved roof lines called giwa. They are also built almost entirely from natural materials like wood and stone, which gives them a wonderfully warm and earthy feel. The village is super popular for both locals and tourists, so avoid a weekend, make sure to rent hanbok for some amazing photos, and wear comfy shoes because you are going to be walking up and down a lot of winding hills. If you love the idea of this place, you can even stay overnight in Hanok. I actually did this with my husband many years ago on our first visit to Seoul together, and it was such a unique and memorable experience. To cap the day off, head over to Insadong, another 15-minute walk from the Hanok village. We are here in Insadong. Then it's time to get lost in the countless charming alleys and indulge yourself with traditional delicacies. Here are my recommendations. Stop by a tea house. I'm talking traditional ones. The atmosphere is so tranquil that it will make you completely forget you are in the middle of a bustling Seoul. And you will find a wide variety of Korean teas. Spicy. Quick pro tip, some of the teas can taste pretty bitter, almost like medicine. So don't forget to order some Korean dessert to go with your tea. My absolute favorite is a roasted rice cake with honey. It brings me right back to my childhood every single time. Once you've worked on an appetite, head over to this hidden eatery for my favorite Korean meal, bossam and makgeolli. Bossam is a slow-steamed pork belly, and it's usually served with some kind of dipping sauce and white kimchi and fresh vegetables. Now, if you want to eat like a pro, you need to know how to make a sam. First, you dip the pork in the sauce, then you put it on a lettuce leaf or a piece of kimchi. Add some of the salty and spicy vegetable on top and wrap things up. The bigger the better if you can handle it. And wash it all down with a bowl of makgeolli. Yes, bowl. Its sweet and nutty flavor gets better and better as you get drunk. These eateries in small alleys might not have trendy menus or cool dining spaces, but that's also how you know you are in the right place. All foreigners are welcome. Feeling full? You can walk off all that food by strolling around the main streets and checking out the little boutique shops and souvenir stores. Day 3. By now, you are probably fully recovered from the jet lag and already in the group, so let's go on an adventure. So we are on our way to the meetup point. And where are we going, you ask? We're going to North Korea. Sort of. Let's go! As you probably know, Korea has been divided into South and North for over 80 years. And while we are on this topic, did you know that there is a Berlin Wall gifted to South Korea and standing in the middle of Seoul? This is actually from Berlin Wall.
No, we saw the whole wall where it was standing originally in Berlin.
In Berlin.
Yeah, we love history. And if you're like us, you definitely want to hop on this half-day trip to the demilitarized zone, aka DMZ. Come on, let me show you a sneak peek. So we have arrived here and we're waiting for our shuttle. First, all the bus needs to stop at Imjinga Pyeonghwa Park. There are several points of interest here, but the highlights are the 2 railway bridges that once connected South and North Korea before the war. Let's just start with the Freedom Bridge. I think it's one of the most tangible pieces of history you can witness regarding the division of Korea.
I want to go to North Korea someday. I want to receive all the wishing messages.
This bridge was built as a temporary wooden bridge shortly after the armistice was signed in 1953. To facilitate the return of prisoners of war, more than 12,000 South Korean and United Nations soldiers walk across this bridge to freedom. Now, the bridge you see is a restoration of the original bridge, and obviously, no one can cross it anymore. The other railway bridge is called Dokgae Bridge, and you will need a separate ticket to enter. But let me tell you, it is totally worth it. Unlike the Freedom Bridge, you can get a much closer look at the original bridge itself. You can even see the bullet marks on the concrete. Plus, there's a recreation of a passenger carriage you can walk through. I really enjoyed this experience because it was just such a powerful reminder that there was a time when people from the South and North could travel freely. It gave me a hope that perhaps there will be a time this very railroad can be put into use again. We can go to Europe, we can go to anywhere. We go to Ukraine, Paris, Lisbon.
London.
Is London still in Europe? Just kidding. Maybe London. The park also has a small amusement park and food vendors selling classic old school snacks. Blood sausage. There's blood sausage. I'm having fish cake, hot dog, and potatoes. There's even a store that sells items from North Korea. This is North Korean bill, and they were selling it for like at least 4 times the value. I think your math is wrong. As you can see, even if you don't get to the DMZ, the park alone has plenty to explore. With that said, there's no doubt visiting the DMZ will elevate the whole experience to the next level. Although most people cannot visit Panmunjom's joint security area, the closest thing for most of us is to visit the infiltration tunnel dug by North Koreans in the past. So we just got out of the tunnel. Photo and videos are not allowed inside. So it was about like 20 to 30 minutes walk. We started from here and we went all the way down. So this is basically interception created by South Korea later on after they discovered this infiltration tunnel. The tunnel starts from here and we walk all the way to the third blockade. So this is the blockade South Korea made, so North Korea cannot invade through the tunnel anymore. It was like about 2 meters high, 1.6, 1.7 meters high. You have to wear a helmet for the safety, and actually I did bump my head a couple times. I can't believe this is real. You should check it out as well. Now let's get some iced tea or something. Walking up and down the hill was a little bit of a workout, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. Our next stop was the Dora Observatory, where you can get a glimpse of the North Korean side of the DMZ using binoculars. Now, don't expect to see a lot of action here. It's not like you will see people on the street or a lively village. It's also a no-photo zone. With that said, it's still really interesting stop if you manage your expectations. I'm surprised to find out there are actually villages. There are 3 villages within DMZ. I did not know about this. We saw like a lot of cars, like actually luxury cars like BMW and Genesis, Hyundai Genesis. These cars were like also entering this area, a DMZ area, and they were the residents of those villages. And I was told that they actually make a good money cultivating like beans and ginseng and rice, because this land right here is very close to North Korea. It's very fertile, great for farming. All in all, very nice tour, definitely worth a visit. Most tour buses will bring you back to the city center, so you should probably get some sleep and recharge, because you are gonna need that energy for our next stop. The sleepless shopping district, Dongdaemun. They close at 4:30 a.m. You can literally shop all night, and then you can go to the next building and sleep over at a Korean sauna jjimjilbang. If you don't know what jjimjilbang is, look it up on YouTube. There are plenty of videos. Now, here's my honest opinion. I don't really recommend shopping here in these late night malls. You know, these places are really for professional hagglers and retailers. And as a tourist, you're probably neither. Instead, I would suggest checking out the duty-free stores in a big department store like Hyundai. Here you can find unique and even innovative products, plus you get the tax-free benefit. The really cool thing is you come up to the 13th floor and you can make a membership like instantly with your passport and any Visa credit card, and you get like additional 15% discount. And lastly, don't skip the food courts, which are usually located on the bottom floor. This good quality sushi and udon soup combo was less than 20 bucks. Day 4. If you were alive in 2012, the chances are you've heard of this song.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
So let's go check out Gangnam. So Gangnam actually translates to south of the river, and just like Paris has the Seine River, Seoul has Han River. The north side of the river, called Gyeongbokgung, is where people originally settled, which is why most of the historical sites are all located there. On the other hand, Gangnam is much younger. It wasn't until the 60s and 70s, during South Korea's rapid economic growth, that Gangnam started to see a huge influx of people. Fast forward to today, Gangnam has become a symbol of a young, affluent, and modern borough. There are a few towns I want you to explore, but don't worry, all you need to do is hop on and off the Line 2 subway. Your first stop is Jamsil Station. If going to the tallest building and soaking in the panoramic view is your thing, then Lotte Tower should definitely be on your list. The tower was completed in 2017 and it is still the 6th tallest building in the whole world. I actually went here right after the tower first opened to the public. The skywalk was amazing. The view of all the tiny skyscrapers below was pretty surreal. And if you visit today, they have even more adventurous activities available, like a sky bridge tour. After the tower, if you are curious to experience the Korean version of Disneyland, you should head over to Lotte World next door. It's an indoor and outdoor amusement park, so you are good no matter the weather. Plus, it's directly connected to the subway, which makes it super convenient. For the next stop, hop back on the Line 2 subway and get off at Samsung CoEx Mall. You've probably seen this striking view all over the internet. It's called Starfield Library and it's located inside a massive indoor shopping mall called CoEx, run by Korean International Trade Association. It's a nice place to grab lunch, take a break, or people watch, but honestly, I wouldn't go out of your way just for this. It's just a shopping mall after all. Next, stop by the Royal Tombs for half an hour. It's located off the next stop, Sunlung Station, on the Line 2 subway. Whether you are a history buff or just want a nice walk in the park, this place will give you a nice break from everything just modern. Finally, today's last stop is Gangnam Station. Here you will find Gangnam-style photo zones, tons of restaurants, bars, cafes, shops, and a lot of clinics, mostly plastic surgery clinics. While this area is for sure one of the most bustling parts of Seoul, it honestly lacks major tourist attractions. With that said, I think it's actually a great neighborhood to get an Airbnb, especially for solo or couple travelers. There are plenty of modern and convenient studio apartments that won't break the bank. Day 5. It's your last day in Seoul. Since the city is huge, we've got a lot of ground to cover. Let's start with Cheonggyecheon, a 10-kilometer stream that flows right through downtown Seoul. Do you see that? In the middle of a concrete jungle. Now, this stream wasn't always the urban oasis it is today. Back in the 60s and 70s, during South Korea's industrialization and economic growth, Cheonggyecheon was sacrificed. They poured concrete right over the stream and built highways on top of it. But just 3 decades later, the stream was fully restored. While there were a lot of controversies around the restoration project, there's no doubt that the stream helped Seoul become a more eco-friendly, sustainable, and walkable city. They even blocked the roads above the stream at certain times to help reduce traffic and car usage. So make sure to go for a nice long walk. Our next stop is another historical site and honestly way more important than the stream. But I think most tourists miss it. I don't want you to miss it. As a native Korean, I feel strongly about showing you this place. Seodaemun Prison is a deeply moving and highly educational place for anyone who wants to understand Korea's modern history. From the painful period of colonization to the political upheavals and military dictatorships that followed, this prison is a powerful reminder that we need to learn our history so we never repeat the same mistakes. You wouldn't go to Berlin and skip a Nazi museum or a Holocaust memorial. So please consider paying a visit here. Okay, let's just switch gears and lighten up a little bit. If you are thinking that South Korea isn't necessarily a cosmopolitan city, then I guess you haven't been to Itaewon. You can't even find the color guys here. No matter where you're from, you will most likely find something that you're familiar with in this very multinational neighborhood. If you're curious why Itaewon is so diverse, it's because, for one, the US military has been here for over 80 years, and that's why most foreign embassies and diplomats are based here. On top of that, since the 90s, there's been an increasing influx of migrant workers and international students, so Itaewon is only going to be more and more diverse. While you're in Itaewon, I highly recommend checking out the Leeum Museum. Owned by the Samsung Group, the museum offers a unique experience that perfectly blends traditional and modern arts. The museum is based on the extensive art collections of the original Samsung founder and his successor, his son. Imagine if Steve Jobs had lived for 100 years and collected a lot of art and then opened a museum. Wait, that's more like a Getty Museum in LA. Finally, here's our last stop of this trip, Namsan Tower. Inarguably, it's the most recognizable landmark in Seoul. It's also a popular backdrop of romance and pop culture in Korea. Couples love to come up here, attach padlocks to the fence, and wish for eternal love. While there are many good reasons to visit Namsan Tower, I want to give you a heads up that it is a little bit out of the way compared to other attractions so far, and it does require some hiking. So if you are short on time, this stop might not be ideal. But if you have the time and energy, this is gonna be a wonderful way to end your journey in Seoul. So those are best things to do in Seoul. Let me know what your favorite was in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It helps this channel grow tremendously. Don't forget to subscribe for more free content like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.